Hi guys, thanks for stopping by my channel. Today we're going to be doing somewhat, I guess you would say a tutorial maybe. I actually don't really know what to call this video, to be honest with you, but I had some requests on these little canvases that I've been doing from the Dollar Tree. I know probably not everyone has Dollar Trees where you live. I did look up on Amazon and I did find some similar canvases that I'll leave the links in the description box. I also went on the Dollar Tree website. You can order them on the Dollar Tree website too if you don't have a Dollar Tree around. And I think, yeah, the minimum you can order is 4 canvases, so that's not bad at all. So it's like $5 for 4, but you do have to pay shipping. So I'm not sure what if the shipping cost is worth it or not. I'll put both links. I'll put the Dollar Tree link and put the link that I found some similar canvases on from Amazon down below too. I did do a video on this one. I decided to try another one, but I did this one a little bit differently. I didn't glue the cardstock onto the watercolor paper this time. I just glued it directly to this canvas. It was a little bit more difficult to do painting the background wise and coloring too, because, you know, this is canvas and it didn't have the strength of the watercolor paper behind it. You know, this is just flimsy canvas here. You'll see that I did it on the black canvas. I wanted to try something out different on the black canvas. So I ended up gessoing this on after I glued it. I put gesso over it. And, you know, this gesso is clear gesso, but it did leave a white residue onto the black canvas. I had this black folk art acrylic paint. I ended up painting it black again on top of the black, and I also had this dragonfly gate glaze. I think that's why people like this one that I got a lot of comments about was I used this dragonfly glaze on top. This is red, violet, blue shift. Now this is not paint, but like it looks like glue with sparkles in it. No, that's what I used to get this really sparkly effect. It's like all-purpose. It's like an all-purpose top coat. You can put it on like vases and ceramics and plastics and stuff. It's supposed to make it look holographic. I just happen to have these paints. I think I had gotten them for some other project that I never got around to do. So they ended up working out well for me on this one. And I used stickles and the chameleon watercolor paints in the background, and I think I used Arteza markers for some stuff over here. And the colored pencils I did was I used the Starjoy colored pencils on the girl and her cat, and she also had this eye, like a third eye here. I copied this image from Karolina Kubikowska's Imaginary Friends, and this is the page that I copied. You'll see she has a third eye here. So what I did, I kind of wasn't really feeling the third eye, so I used this Winsor & Newton ink in white, and this works so good. I had watched this video from Color My World where she does a test on like different kinds of white inks, I think, to see which one you can remove coloring lines from coloring books, which one works best. And this one, this one won out, so I decided to buy this and try it out, and it worked really good. I'll leave the link to, I'll see if I could find the video. It's an older video, but I'll put the link down in the description if you want to check that out too. I used that Winsor & Newton ink on the third eye there. You can't even tell that it was there. I did that before I put the gesso, so I think that helped too. So, but I did end up putting a little jewel here to represent her third eye. And yeah, so and then I put washi tape on here, and I sprayed it with this Mod Podge gloss when everything was all done. So I don't know if this is safe for you know, all of these mediums that I used on this canvas, but I don't know. I had this too. It's from another abandoned project I must have had planned at some other point. I'm planning on doing some sort of kind of hybrid in between these two things that I did. I picked out another Karolina Kubikowska page. I picked out this mermaid one from Ticket to Dreams, and I printed them out already. I printed two different versions here. I did like a landscape version, like a smaller version, and I lined up the exposure. Just because these pictures are so like ink heavy, like dark, and when I put the gesso on top of it, I'm afraid it's gonna like make the ink run, because that's what happened a little bit to this one. So I don't know. I haven't decided which one I want to choose yet. We're gonna work on this one. I'm gonna try and do all the steps that I went through to get to the end result of mounting it onto the canvas with you guys. So let's get started. Okay, so we've got our image printed out onto some 67-pound vellum cardstock. Since I wanted to be able to use a lot of water with my watercolor paints, I'm going to be gluing the cardstock onto some watercolor paper. The watercolor paper I'm using is this one from Gen Crafts. It's 140 pounds and a wood blend. Since my cardstock is letter size and the watercolor paper is A4 size, I'm going to have to trim it down a bit so the cardstock will fit on top of the watercolor paper. Next, I'm using some spray adhesive. I got this one from the Dollar Tree. I'm using this craft scraper that I also picked up at the Dollar Tree to make sure there's no wrinkles or air bubbles. I am going to be putting a few hardcover books on top for a few hours so the page will stay flat as the glue dries. You don't really want to skip this step. If I were to just leave it out to dry with nothing heavy on top, the page will curl up. So now that the glue is dry, I want to show you how I use this Winsor & Newton drawing ink to remove unwanted elements you might find on a coloring page. Of course, you can always do it digitally, but if you don't have the means or you're not tech savvy, this could be an easy solution for you to try. I'm going to be putting the ink over the circles on her cheeks. They're not really that prominent, but I thought it would be a good example to demonstrate the process to you guys. I'm using this small detailed paintbrush to apply the ink since this is a really small area. You do want to be careful not to get carried away though, because too much will make the surface harder to color and blend over. Now we're ready for the gesso. I think I ended up applying about 3 layers of clear gesso. I'm using this flat brush to apply thin layers. Make sure each layer is completely dry though before applying additional layers. If you are impatient like me though, you can use a blow dryer and help speed up the process. Again, I'm putting some hardcover books on top of my page, this time overnight to make sure it stays nice and flat and ready for coloring. Alright, I finished my coloring page off camera. I was having some trouble with my phone. It kept stopping, and I kind of wanted to get the coloring done fairly quickly. So I used my Chameleon Supervision paints in 315. That's this color here. And I also used some of the colors in this Mylang set. These two colors actually, this I think this is Flash Blue and maybe Interference Green. They're the metallics in that set. And then I used Brute Funner, my Brute Funner 520s were the pencils I chose to use this time around. And also some alcohol markers, some Tombow alcohol markers, and some paint pens for the dots. Okay, so we're almost finished. All we have to do now is attach it to the canvas and pick out some washi tape to frame it. And that's what we're gonna do next. I just have to, I'm gonna trim this down a little bit more so it fits nicely onto the canvas. Okay, so now we're all set to pick out our washi tape for the framing of the canvas. I did have to put some heavy books on top of this, again, just to make sure it laid flat onto the canvas. So I just got this washi tape set from Amazon. I thought maybe this one would be good, or maybe this one. They kind of look like ocean themed. Okay, so I'm thinking this one will work best, right? This one. But you see, it's not wide enough to cover up the whole canvas. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some acrylic paint and paint around here. Well, maybe not over here, because this is probably, it'll fit over here. But I think, yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna end up just doing. So it'll be, you know, look a little bit better. All right, so I thought we were almost done, guys. Now we'll do one more thing for this canvas. I don't know. Maybe I might change my mind and do this one, this color. Let's see how it looks. No, I think I like the other one better. So as you can see, I did change my mind. I actually changed my mind several times about what washi tape to use, or if I was going to paint around or not. And I did paint it. I did blue. I painted it blue. You can kind of see underneath here, but it didn't, when I was thinking about having like the space empty, and it didn't really look good. So I just doubled up on the washi tape. And you know, it's not like exactly what I was envisioning in my mind my end result to be, but I did kind of rush along a lot of the process to film this video for you guys. This is basically just to give you an idea of what I did, and you guys can take away some stuff and try and do it yourself. You don't have to do everything I did. If you want, you guys can do, you don't have to even print out the pictures. If you're comfortable with taking your coloring pages out of your books, you can skip all those steps. You could just take the coloring page out of the book and glue it to a canvas and wrap some washi tape around it. It'll be fine. And you can, I am going to spray it with the Mod Podge gloss just to give it a nice little shiny finish. So hopefully this video gave you some good ideas. And I hope everyone has a really great day. Happy coloring, and I'll see you next time.